Hey everybody, it is your good friend Andrew back on the Conserva Nerd YouTube channel. This is the channel where we love God, we love our country, and we love all things nerd. And today I want to start a new series called the Comic Shop Recap, where I sit down and talk to you about all of the new comic books that I read this month. I'll give you my quick thoughts on each book and let you know whether I think it's worth adding them to your pull box. So if you're interested in comic books, video games, movies, any kind of cool nerd stuff, then consider subscribing to my channel. It's totally free and it really helps out the channel. Thanks so much, guys. All right, it is time for the Comic Shop Recap for December of 2025. Starting off this month was Batman issue 4. I've really liked this series so far, especially issue 2 where Robin got to be in the spotlight for a little bit. However, I've got to say I think this issue is my least favorite so far in the series. We're introduced to this mysterious character known as the Minotaur who appears on the cover, and as you can see he has 7 fingers on one hand. Well, they only really show us his right hand, so he might have 7 fingers on his left hand too. He might have 3 to balance it out. This issue had very little Batman, which was a little bit disappointing to me. And maybe it was just me, but I felt like this issue was really short, almost like nothing really happened. I'm not ready to abandon this series by any means because it started off really strong, but I do hope that issue 5 kind of picks up the pace a little bit. I'm going to give this issue of Batman 2.5 out of 5 stars. Next up, Spider-Man Noir issue 3. I've never read the original run of Spider-Man Noir, but this series is making me want to hunt down the trade paperback and read it. I love the 1930s private eye setting, and the use of Gwen Stacy and her father is really interesting in this series. Without spoiling anything, it is kind of similar to the original ASM 90 canon, but with a new and interesting twist to it. My only gripe with this issue in particular was the ending fight with Plasma Man seemed a little bit rushed, like it was kind of anticlimactic. But in the end, I'm still going to give Spider-Man Noir issue 3 a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, now it's time for the big one, Absolute Batman issue 15. This is the one that everyone is talking about, and I get it. The cover is absolutely insane, but where the real quality of this book comes from is the story. This issue finally gives us the origin of Absolute Joker, which up to this point has been this mysterious figure who's just been kind of hiding behind the curtain and pulling the strings of everything. And I've got to say, as somebody who is a Batman purist, I am shocked that I have enjoyed reading a series that is such a dramatic reimagining of the Batman mythos. But hey, I've got to call it like I see it. This series is one of the best books that I have read in a really long time. I've got to give issue 15 of Absolute Batman a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. Next on the list is Daredevil and the Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, issue 2. When I read issue 1 of this new series, I immediately got Netflix Daredevil Season 2 vibes, and issue 2 continued that feeling for me. I love the dynamic between Daredevil and the Punisher. To me, they are very similar in a way to Batman and Superman. They both have the same end goal, but they drastically disagree on how to go about achieving that goal. The series is still pretty new. Like I said, this is only issue 2, so it hasn't had a lot of time to really develop the overall story. But if the quality level remains this high, this is going to end up being an excellent run. I'm going to give issue 2 of Daredevil and the Punisher 4 out of 5 stars. Next, we've got Spider-Man 94, issue 4. This series, kind of like Batman, started off strong, but it dipped a little bit in the middle for me. But this issue brought it back slightly. With Kraven being brought in and given an opportunity to shine, I was able to get a little bit more invested in the story. I will say that even though I've been enjoying this series, the dialogue has been kind of corny. However, it is based off of the 90s cartoon show, and the dialogue in that show was the exact same way. So I'm going to give this book a bit of a pass just because it's obvious that the creators are trying to emulate the feeling of the show as closely as possible. I'm going to give this issue 3 out of 5 stars. Moving on to Green Lantern issue 30. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, I only grabbed this book because Batman was on the cover. This is the first issue from this series that I have even read. I've never really been all that into Green Lantern outside of his involvement with the Justice League. However, credit where credit's due, this issue wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I'm not going to start hunting down all of the previous issues to get caught up or anything, or even continue reading forward. But hey, great cover, likable read, Green Lantern issue 30 is going to get 2.5 stars from me. Okay, this next one might be my favorite comic from this month. It's between this one and Absolute Batman 15, and that is Absolute Wonder Woman issue 15. This issue features the first team-up between two Absolute characters. I was late to the party with Absolute Wonder Woman. I only picked this issue up because it was crossing over with Absolute Batman. I had heard a lot of great things about the series, so I figured, why not get caught up on the rest of the 14 issues before I read issue 15? Let me tell you, I flew through this series in just a couple hours. I could not put it down. This, my friends, is how you do a strong female hero in comics. Diana is strong and courageous, but also she's kind and nurturing. The writer of this series, Kelly Thompson, clearly has a firm grasp on what makes Diana a compelling and exciting character to read. Absolute Wonder Woman is the most recent addition to my pull box, and I'm giving issue 15 a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, just look at that cover. Come on, I mean, that's just epic. The last book that I want to mention is the only real negative for me this month. Look, here's the thing. Sometimes I walk into a comic shop and I don't always know what I'm going to walk out with. Sometimes things just jump out at me and I buy them before I really get a chance to thoroughly examine exactly what I grabbed. So was the case with Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes. I grabbed both the first and second issues, and I read them. And it was only after I read them that I fully realized just what this series is about. Look, I know we live in a socially backward society these days where everybody claims that sexuality can be one or more of 1,100 different things all at the same time, but I fundamentally disagree with the idea of Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy being a lesbian couple. Set aside any religious or political opinions I have about the topic for just a second. To me, Harley Quinn being romantically involved with anybody but the Joker is a betrayal of who her character was fundamentally designed to be. Harley Quinn was created for the purpose of being the Joker's psychotic and obsessive girlfriend, however toxic that relationship may be. Just like all of Batman's other villains, Harley Quinn has an obsession, just like Two-Face with the number 2, or Scarecrow with causing fear in others. Harley Quinn's obsession is the Joker. So right away, I am not a fan of the concept of this book at all. I also don't particularly like Erica Henderson's dialogue or artwork very much. It all just seems incredibly childish to me, like I could walk into any kindergarten class and get something of the same quality level. Now I know some of you are probably sitting there saying, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to read it. Great idea, guys. Thanks for the input. I definitely won't be reading any more of this series because Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes is most definitely a 0.5 out of 5 stars book for me. Do you guys feel refreshed? Because I sure do. Anyway, guys, that will just about do it for this month's installment of the Comic Shop Recap. Now it's your turn to tell me what comics you read this month. Did you read any of the books that were on my list? Did you like them? Did you not like them? What are some other good comic series out there that I may not know about? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you don't miss next month's edition of the Comic Shop Recap. That's all I've got for you today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, keep gaming and keep praying.